Hi, my dear students. A very good morning to all. So, before starting our class, let's have a silent prayer. Hello, my dear students. Let's come back. Once again, a very good morning to all. How are you all? Hope you all are keeping fine. Okay, so take care of your health. There are chances to get sickness during this pandemic, so take care of your health. Okay, obey your parents, teachers, and do the homeworks and the other classworks that the teachers are giving you. That is very important. Okay, though it is a pandemic situation, we have to learn the things, isn't it? So study well also, and also most importantly, take care of your health. Okay, and pray to God for a good health, as well as pray for the people who are suffering with the various kinds of sickness. Okay, that is our duty. We are healthy, God gave us good health, so it is our duty to pray for the people who are suffering with various sickness. Okay, so take care of your health. Okay, so let's come back to the lesson, and we have a new lesson here. How far is the river? In the previous lessons, we learned, in the just previous poetry, we learned about nature, and this also is something related with nature. Okay, the lesson is written by Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond, actually, he was an Indian plus the foreigner. Okay, so and mainly he deals his lessons with the connection with the nature. Okay, so here also the lesson is connected with the nature, and he has written this lesson related with a boy. Okay, a story of a boy who is at his 12 years old. Okay, so the boy intention, his interest was to see the river that lies behind the mountain. He has not seen the river, but he knew that there is a river behind the mountain. So the hindrance between him and the river is a big mountain. So somehow he wanted to see that river, but he didn't get a chance. So, but a fine day, his parents went to see their relatives, leaving this little boy in the home. So he thought, today somehow I need to go to see the river. So he planning his journey. So he understood, for a journey he needs to take something to eat, isn't it? So he carried, that means his parents had left some loaf of bread at home and an egg for him to eat. But he did not eat that at home, but he packed that and went to see the river. He knew it may be little far, but he didn't think the distance is so much. Okay, so when he started his journey, when he saw the way to the river, he understood this is the place where the people usually travel. Okay, mainly the villages. He had to pass a village, and he has to cross the mountain and reach the river. So while he was walking, he saw a woodcutter, and he asked him, how far is the river? So the woodcutter said 8 miles. Okay, 8 miles means it is a large place to walk and go. So the woodcutter asked, how are you going? Then the boy said, I go by walk. So the man said, it is a far place. If you start walking now, it will take more than 3 hours. How will you manage? Then the boy said, I am good at walking. But he started his journey, but he knew that. That means he used to walk only a few miles, not even few miles, very little distance to his school. Other than that, he has not gone anywhere. Okay, but this is a place too far. 8 miles means it takes long hours of a journey, especially by walk. Anyway, boy started his walking, and he went on, and on the way he saw a girl. A girl was carrying a sickle. Sickle means the tool that is been used to cut paddy. So she was fully in decoration. Decoration in the sense she had a full bangles on her hand, and she had earrings and things like that. She was fully decorated. And the boy asked her, how far is the river? So the girl said it is too far. Actually, she didn't know which river he meant, or she has not seen that river. But she said it is too far. And the boy made a laugh and he started walking. And after some time he saw a boy, maybe boy of his age. And he asked him, how far is the river? Then the boy said, it is not very far, it is nearby. And the boy, the 12 boy of 12 years, our hero, he started his hungry. He felt hungry, and he took the food, and he also shared with the boy. The boy was grazing the sheep there, so they both shared the food that the boy carried with him. And also the other thing we have to remember is the boy was on his barefoot. Barefoot means he didn't have a shoes on his leg. Okay, he was walking barefoot. So far place walking in barefoot, it will be painful sometime. Okay, but the boy was so comfortable with his walk barefoot. And the boy shared his food with the boy one who was grazing the sheep, and they started walking together for some time. After some time, the boy who was with the sheep disappeared. He did not see him. And the day also is almost at the end. So he got some sort of discouragement in his mind that he is not able to see the river yet. He walked so long, but he did not see the river. Then he understood around there are no people and there is no movement of anything. So he had a little fear in his mind as well as some kind of discouragement in his mind. Still, he started to walk. He did not think of going back. He thought if he goes back, it will be something that he cannot think it over, because it is his intention, it was his idea, his decision that he has to see a river. Okay, so he did not think of going back. He went forward. And after some time he became very tired. He was getting pain on his leg and things like that. So he sat there discouraged. He thought in his mind somebody would be with him, but there is no chance of anyone coming. Okay, after some time while he was sitting like this, suddenly he heard the blush of water. So he understood something is nearby. So suddenly when he heard the sound of water, he looked around and he saw the river. That means not full river, but he saw the water was falling. So he understood the river is nearby. He ran and ran. He slipped on the way and things like that. But still, he had one thing in his mind, that to see the river. So with that mind, he ran, and he reached the river, and he felt so cool there when he kept his leg on the water. Okay, because he was walking barefoot, and also already he had been with the scorching heat and things like that. When he saw this water, it was so cool, and he was fully in his mind, and that he achieved his goal. Okay, he achieved his goal of seeing the river. So he was so happy, and he felt that the water is so cool and things. Okay, and he enjoyed the time there, spending his time near the river, and he also had a very good time there. Okay, that is the end of the story. There is nothing after that he is reaching home or something like that. Ruskin Bond is stopping the story there, that he reached at his goal. Okay, so in this lesson we to have a moral story. It is a moral story. That means we should have a goal in our mind, a aim in our mind, that we will reach there. Okay, so as a student, our duty is to, our aim should be what we are going to become. Okay, so with that aim only, when we learn with that aim, we will have our goal reaching. Okay, so the boy had a aim in his mind that he has to see a river. At last, with so much of struggle, he reached there and he saw the river. He was so happy. He reached at his goal. he was able to reach at his aim. Okay, so that should be our goal. We should have a proper aim in our mind, and we should have a proper goal to reach that. Okay, so it is our duty to study well and reach our goal. Okay, whatever we are planning for future, maybe a doctor, engineer, a good teacher, and things like that. So many things, so many opportunities that are there to reach, but we should work hard for that goal and we should go further. Okay, my dear students, now let's go to the lesson. And the lesson is being divided into 3 sections, section 1, 2, 3. So we will go through the lesson. Kindly open your textbook, page number 17, and kindly listen while sister is reading the lesson. A young boy sets his heart on going to the river on the other side of the mountain. Does he get there? Okay, already I told you the summary. Does he get there? Yes, he's getting reaching his aim. Okay, of seeing the river. Section 1. Between the boy and the river stood a mountain. I told you already there is a hindrance between the boy and the river. That is the mountain. The boy was young, the river was small, and the mountain was big. Okay, there are 3 usages of English here. The boy was young, the river was small, the mountain was big. Okay, 3 situations. The thickly forested mountain hid the river, but the boy knew it was there. Where it was and what it looked like. He had never seen the river with his own eyes, but from the villages he had heard of it, of the fish in its waters, of its rocks and currents and waterfalls, and it only remained for him to touch the water and know it personally. Okay, he has not seen the river there, but he knew that there is a river because his villagers have told him that there is a river, and about the river, that means there are fishes in the water and the currents of water and things like that, and there is waterfall. All that he has heard, but he has not experienced. So now his intention, now his aim is to experience the feeling of that river. He stood in front of his house on the hill opposite the mountain and gazed across the valley, dreaming of the river. Okay, so always his intention is to see the river. His aim is to see the river. So for that reason, he used to sit in front of his house and watch the river behind the mountain. So he used to imagine the river there. He stood in front of his house on the hill opposite the mountain and gazed. Gazed means looked across the valley, dreaming of the river. He was about 12 years old. A steady boy. Steady means a strong boy. Okay, a strong boy with untidy black hair and shining black eyes. His appearance. He's a steady boy. He is a strong boy and he has a untidy black hair. That means he may not have been combing his hair or something. And shining black eyes. He had a shining black eyes. He had fine features. Okay, he was very good looking. Only thing, he has not kept his hair properly and things like that. He was very good looking man and clear brown skin, but his hands and feet were rough and scratched. Okay, that means his hands are so rough. That means he might be working. Okay, he is in the village, so he might be working in the sense maybe helping the parents in the field or things like that. Because of that, his hand is very rough. Okay, but his hands and feet were rough and scratched. He was barefooted. Barefooted means he had no shoes on his leg. Not because he couldn't afford shoes. Afford means get or buy. Okay, it is not because that he is not able to buy a shoes, but he felt that it is good that the leg is without shoes. But because he felt free in his bare feet. Okay, he always felt free to walk without shoes. He liked the feel of warm stones and cool grass and not wearing shoes saved him the trouble of taking them off. Okay, so he also thought, first of all, he didn't like, he was free to move with his barefoot, and he also thought in his mind, if he wears a shoes, he has to remove and keep aside and again wear and things like that. So he didn't have that trouble of taking care of the shoes. It was 11 o'clock and he knew his parents wouldn't be home till evening. Okay, already his parents went to see the relatives somewhere near village, and he understood they will not reach home before evening. There was a loaf of bread he could take with him, and on the way he might find some fruit. So he thought the bread that had been left for him at home, he planned to carry with him, and also he thought on the way there will be some fruits on the way. Here was the opportunity he had waited for. Okay, so he was waiting for a chance to see the river. So if his parents were there, they would not take him, or they will not allow him to go. So now he got a golden opportunity to go to see the river. It would not come again for a long time, because it was not very often his mother and father visited relatives for the entire day and left him on his own. Okay, so this is the first time that the boy was left alone in the home, and his parents went to see the relatives, and they went for some purpose. So they will take time to reach back home. Okay, almost it will be by evening only they will reach. So this is the first time that he was left alone at home. They had gone out on something important. That was why he had been left with a very sketchy meal. Sketchy means not a proper meal, but for time being. Okay, time being, they hurriedly they started their journey, so they left some sketchy meal. Okay, not that important meal, that proper meal, but they left something: a loaf of bread, some milk, and 2 eggs. Okay, for him to eat, 2 eggs, a loaf of bread, and milk. He went into the house and wrapped the loaf in a newspaper. Then he closed all the doors and windows. The path to the river dropped steeply into the valley, then rose and went round the big mountain. Okay, so he started his journey. He carried with him the food, that is the loaf of bread, and he started his journey, and he saw the mountain was a steep means കുത്തനെയുള്ള വഴിയായിരുന്നു. Okay, so the steep mountain into the valley. Okay, then rose and went round the mountain, went round the big mountain. It was frequently used by the villagers. So seeing the path, he understood it is being used by the villagers, mainly the woodcutters, milkmen, mule drivers, etc. The woodcutters, milkmen, mule drivers, but there were no villages beyond the mountain or near the river. And he understood other thing, that there is no village near the river or near the mountain, across the mountain or something, there is no villages. The boy passed a woodcutter and asked him how far it was to the river. The woodcutter was a short but powerful man with a creased and weathered face and muscles that stood out in hard, ugly lungs. Okay, so his face shows that he had a hard life. Okay, that means he is working hard for his living, and here the boy understood, looking at the woodcutter, he understood the man is a hard working man, and also he is striving, working hard to live his life. Section 2. The woodcutter, he is having the conversation with the woodcutter, and the woodcutter said 7 miles, he said, which was fairly accurate. Why do you want to know? The woodcutter asked the boy, why do you want to know the distance of the river? I am going to the river, said the boy. Alone? Of course, but it is too far. It will take you 3 hours to reach there, and then you have to come back. It will be getting dark. Besides, it is not an easy road. So the woodcutter gave a precaution for him, or he gave him an advice that it is too far, it will take time to reach there, and if you go from here, it takes 3 hours, and also you have to come back. It will be too dark. It is not that good road. But I am good walker, said the boy. Though he had never walked further than the mile from his house to his school, he carried on down the path, and the woodcutter looked after him with some misgivings. Misgivings is some doubts. Okay, the woodcutter felt some doubts in his mind. Why this boy is going alone? Okay, but the boy was very steady to reach at his goal, and decided to keep an eye out for the boy on his way back from the market. The path was steep, and the boy had to run most of the time. It was a dizzy, winding path. Winding path means the way was like വളഞ്ഞ തിരിവൊക്കെയുള്ള വഴികളായിരുന്നു. So he understood it is going to be some difficult, but still he went on, and he slipped once or twice and slid into a bush or off the path and down the hill. Okay, so he had some sort of sliding that because of the way, but he started to move further. The hill was covered with lush green ferns. The trees were wound in creepers, and a great wild dahlia would suddenly rear. Rear means here it is a raise. Okay, so he saw the thorn bushes, ferns and things like that. So amidst that there was a flower, a dahlia flower came out of the ferns there. Its golden head from the leaves and ferns. So the dahlia was standing as something very nice to see. It is standing between the ferns. Soon the boy was in the valley, and the path straightened out and rose. He met a girl who was coming from the opposite direction. She held a long curved knife with which she had been cutting grass, and there were rings in her nose and ears, and her arms were covered with heavy bangles. The bangles made music when she moved her hands. So he met a girl there. Already I told you she was fully decorated. Okay, she had full bangles on her hands, and she had earrings and things like that. She was carrying a sickle with her. So the boy asked her, "How far it is to the river?" asked the boy. The girl had obviously, she didn't know properly. Okay, obviously means not accurately, never been to the river, or she may have been thinking of another one, because she said 20 miles without any hesitation. Okay, so she didn't think anything about, and the boy asked her how far is the river without thinking anything. She didn't know which river or things like that. She said immediately 20 miles. The boy laughed and ran down the path. A parrot suddenly screeched. A parrot made the noise, flew low over his head, a flash of red and green. Okay, as if the parrot is accompanying him, the parrot moved with him. It took the course of the path, and the boy followed its dipping flight, running until the path rose and the bird disappeared amongst the trees. Okay, so as if the parrot was helping him to go to see the river, the parrot was flying with him. Okay, and after some time when the trees came, the parrot disappeared. A trickle means the water is falling slowly. Okay, vellam ittitu veeluga. A trickle of water came from the hillside, and the boy stopped to drink. Okay, he stopped there and he drank some water from the a kind of a small fountain. Okay, the water was falling, and he stopped and he drank some water. The water was cold and sharp, but very refreshing. However, it seemed to have the effect of making him thirstier. Okay, so while drinking the water, he felt thirst again and again, and he drank so nicely because the water was so cool and also very refreshing. The sun was striking his side of the hill, and the dusty path became hotter, the stones scorching the boy's feet. He was sure he had gone halfway. He had walked for over an hour. Okay, already the woodcutter told him that it takes 3 hours to travel one side. So already now he's traveled for more than an hour, So he understood. Now at least he reached at the half of the way. But by the time he reached at the half of the way, already the sun started to shine and scorching heat started to be, because first of all he is barefoot. He is walking without shoes. So he felt very heat in his leg, but he understood half of the way is completed, so he has to take another halfway. Okay, so that is in the section 3. The section 3 we will read and explain in the next class. So till then, I request all of you to read the text section 1 and 2 and understand the meanings of the things. Okay, I hope that you are understanding the lesson. Already I had asked you whether you need Malayalam explanation or something, but I got very 1 or 2 3 students asked me for that, and also I advise you, mainly we will go with the English explanation, so that it will help you to understand more better in the higher classes. Okay, so try to understand the English explanation more than the Malayalam explanation. Okay, so I request all of you to read the lesson properly and understand the meanings. If you don't know any of the meanings, kindly refer the dictionary. Okay, dictionary will be helpful to you. So kindly refer the dictionary also. I have told you the meanings in between, so understand that and understand the lesson. Section 3 I'll take for you tomorrow. Okay, so have a nice day. Thank you very much.